Thank you so much, Shelley, for joining me and agreeing to help with this, with just telling me what you thought about the complete HR blueprint. I have a few questions for you, and we'll just go on our way. So let's start with who you are and what you do.
My name is Shelley Schmidtke, and I am the owner with my husband of Bradcan Caulking Restoration Limited, and my title there is the Manager of Finance and Administration.
All right. And what was the challenge you were experiencing that made you want to work with me?
We don't really know or understand HR, and we needed a full and cohesive HR program that includes an onboarding process that we can use, and so that it would become routine and normal and like a regular flow of bringing somebody fully on board.
Okay, and so prior to starting the program, what would you say when it came to onboarding? What was your biggest struggle with that?
Well, first of all, knowing all the components of what belonged as part of an onboarding program, and then once we found that out, having the appropriate professional type of documents in place to carry out all of the tasks that are related to onboarding, and making sure we're not forgetting little things along the way.
Okay, all right. And so what would you say, like how did working with me during these past several weeks positively impact you?
Well, you're always cheerful. And
Awesome.
so, yeah, that just makes me feel at ease, and then able to be receptive to learning.
Awesome. And so what would you say that the program did for you?
Well, I have templates now that I can work with, and I'm going to work on building my program so that I feel more prepared, and I have some really great tools with which to start.
Oh, good, good. And I think you know, in our conversations in the past, you have mentioned that some of the tools you're already starting to implement.
Yes, I have learned how to find legislation and how to look up answers to questions that I have. And when I reach a little bit of a block there, being able to just phone employment standards and explain what I'm looking for, and so they actually can help point me if I haven't been successful finding it on my own. So that's something that's new. I haven't spent time in employment standards or in the regulation or code before, or I'm not sure if I've even had a phone call with employment standards before.
Yeah,
so those are all new.
That's awesome. And I think that one of the things that you said in our group weekly calls, or was it might be in our group community, you said the experience that you had was great, and having the knowledge of that legislation, like where to go and how they helped you kind of navigate through there, you felt a little bit more confident because you learned a little bit about what that looked like in the course. Is that fair to say?
Yes, and also in helping me ensure that I am in line with legislation. So if I'm pretty sure that I am, but have a small question, I'll know very quickly if employment standards agrees with me, or if maybe they don't, and why.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And just having that knowledge of knowing that you could even contact them and where to find them, and that
Yes.
they're available to you. I think that's important. So I'm glad to hear that that was something that helped you along the way. And how did, now your main challenge you said was the onboarding piece. How did the program help you with respect to that?
I don't know just yet, except that I am going to be going back, just starting there, because the program is quite expansive. So it's just where I'm going to start. So I'm going to go back and look at the modules that related to that, as well as the templates, and start working on pulling together, for example, a new hire package. That's where I'm going to start, is with all the new and updated documents that can be used by the rest of my team when they begin to look for someone, or when they bring someone on. So I'm in the process of trying to get a new and updated employment agreement in place. So I have to find a lawyer who can review that. And I never had a welcome letter before, and I really like that. I think that's a friendly way to start. And then there's a bunch of other documents that go in that folder as well as the brand new TD1 and the TD1ABs
Oh,
for
yes.
employees. Yeah, and a list of, I think I'm going to make a list of that can be given to an employee, perhaps after they've been confirmed as being hired, so they know what courses they need, or what items we require before they come on their first day, and where they can go look for things like that. So I had many of these things in place before, but this will round it out a little bit better. And this showed me where maybe there was communication missing that could have caused confusion for a new employee before. I'm hoping I can get some of that out of the way.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I find that that's probably one of the most difficulties that we have, because we're so in our business and we're working on it so much, and we think we're doing a fine job of bringing them on board. We feel that we have all the documentation, but sometimes you don't know what else is out there that you should be giving them or
Exactly.
providing them.
Yes, and that definitely. So where my gaps were is what I definitely was able to identify, and that actually was what I was looking for, because I knew there was some, and yeah, now I can fill in many of those.
That's awesome. So are there any other, we talked a little bit about employment standards and about the onboarding program that you're going to be working on. Is there anything, I know that we just finished this, just recently, the course portion of the program, but during this entire time, was there anything that you implemented and any tangible results that you've achieved as of yet, or is it still too soon to tell?
For us, it's still too soon. Probably mostly because things are really quiet for us right now. We aren't hiring we're not in the process, but I know that's coming shortly, which is why I'm trying to get ready right now. And as far as any HR challenges and how to handle any of those, that's also quiet. So for us, it's still, well, for me, it's still a little bit early.
Okay, no, that's fair. And were there any results you weren't expecting that pleasantly surprised you?
Well, one thing that I liked, and you can help me remember what the title of this document was, and this is not on my top of my list to do, because I really need to get my onboarding pulled together in a way that I like. But I really liked that document that we worked on. I'd never heard of it before, that you can provide to employees, that shows the additional benefits that are there, and that there's an actual dollar value assigned to that costs the company, that they're paying out on behalf. What I find as a business owner is often an inability on the employee side to see where an employer is coming from and everything that they do. And I think that's great information, and it was a very simple document, pretty quick to put together. And I think it would be actually a perfect one to go in with the letter that we give our employees every year when we give them a bonus. I think that's a great place to add this in.
Yeah, that was in the compensation module. And
Right.
the name of that, well, I've known it as a value of benefits, but it's also
Yeah.
called the total compensation worksheet. Everybody has kind of a different name for it, but you explained
Mhm.
it perfectly, that it's a sheet that shows all the costs, including source deductions like government deductions. And I do recall after that module, you had quickly put something together and uploaded it in the program portal
Yes.
in the key community for everybody
Yeah.
else to see. And you did, it was so aesthetically pleasing. It was really quite
Yeah.
nice what you
So
put
I
together.
have, like, yeah, so I've done the work actually to tailor it to us.
Yeah.
And so reproducing it for each person wouldn't take much time at all.
Yeah, no, it was nice to see how quickly you jumped on that, and how you know, that's one thing that I was hoping that would happen with this program, is that everybody would communicate with each other in our group community, and you know, share things as we go. And that's exactly what you did. You uploaded it for everybody else to see, so they could see what you had worked on, and maybe they could build something off of that as well. So that was
Right.
a nice surprise too, actually.
Yeah.
So if there were somebody who was thinking about investing in working with me in the complete HR blueprint, what would you tell that person who would be considering investing in me?
Well, I would say if you are looking for a place where you can learn about HR, how to do it properly, and how to have the confidence and the tools that you need for each of the different aspects of HR, then this is something you should consider. It is very, very expensive to try and find it as a business on your own out there somewhere. And this sets you up to be able to take care of the bulk of day-to-day HR tasks on your own. So yes, I would say it is a good investment of time and money.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, those are all the questions that I have for you today. Is there anything else that you were wanting to add, or I'm good.
I can't think of any, except that I really like that that there is a weekly time now that the classes are finished, a weekly time where we can ask questions. And so I can compile any questions that I have. Often it might only be one in a week. So that is really actually terrific, because it is much easier to deal with the little things that come up, maybe one or two at a time. And knowing that I have that place each week where I can ask this question, because it's even after all of the classes and having all the templates, you know, I still feel very early on and a little bit unsure, and I really like having that place, knowing there's that place that I can go each week if
Oh,
I'm
that's
unsure about
great.
this or that
Yeah.
or something else. So
Well, I'm really happy to hear that, because I think that is an essential piece to this program. And actually, that's why it's considered a program and not a course. I mean, the 8-week course is all the teachings and the learnings, but everything that goes beyond that, the templates that you get, the weekly calls, the group community, that's to help you continue, as you say, to learn more and more. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Great. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Have an awesome day.